down.
the
It's
dot.
going down right now. That's right.
Okay.
Uh, 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 uh. Focus, 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 focus,
Oh,
focus. Y'all see who we got in the building, okay? Do I need to introduce? Do I need to introduce? Yes, I will introduce. I'll have the honor and privilege at this time to introduce some, present the others. The late night edition, Prelude, Volume 2. We have the masterminds, the master creationists, the yardstick rulers up in here to give us a late night edition of Goddess Rap. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell the African, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell the African,
hey.
tell a friend, tell a friend, tell the African that we on live. So let me introduce to the world our goddesses, our queen mothers, our aunties, our sisters, our nieces, our daughters, okay? They are here to give us some words of encouragement and do not let the corona get you down, okay? Let the corona lift you up. So we are here. We have Mama Meri Benu and Gabit Mhotep in the building. What I want.
What up? What up? What up?
What's
What's
up?
up,
What's up?
fam?
Oh, let me act like the audience. Hi,
How
hey,
y'all
how are
living?
you
How y'all
doing?
feeling?
Look, he's
let me let me pretend to be the audience. They are listening. They are here.
to you. What's going
So
on this Good Friday?
how is the corona treating you? This is what the people want to know. Okay, everybody is on there. They are looking. They are dancing. They are singing. They are go funding. So how is the corona treating you? Hashtag Corona Talks.
Hey, we all good over here. Um, no need to fear over here. So definitely, I would suggest everyone make sure you are prepared. Outside of that, enjoy this time with your family. Take it as that time to sit back, kick back, relax, catch up on whatever it is that you've been neglecting. All is well over here.
Yes, I was messing with Warwick the other day. Or what was it yesterday? Saying we're gonna come out with a book called Quarantine Meals, snapshotting, you know, the day to day menus, and it's not always beans because I think I might be beamed out right now. Produce, life, taking life. But yeah, the creativity is off the Richter right now. Um, yeah, yeah. I went out for the first time today since everything popped out and or popped off, and I told myself I'm keeping my ass in the house after all of that madness. So but yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good over here.
So what could y'all say is kind of like the vibe out there in them Corona streets?
Um, we was actually talking about this earlier, like crazy energies. You get a little bit of everything. You get some people that's cool, calm, and collective, people that's like crazy.
They ready
Um,
for the cookbook? They ready
right, right.
already? As soon as you said it, okay. As soon
Mm,
as you said it, they had said it because we gonna be here for a while. Okay, we gonna be here for a while, and they tired of eating beans already, and it's like day three.
Wee!
You heard me.
oh man, oh man, them shelves looking empty too.
Man.
Them shelves empty.
Wee!
Are the vegetables still there?
Oh, listen,
That's what I'm.
if you vegan, man, you good. Like, and
Mm.
that's the most shocking thing to me is to see
Is
how
it?
full the produce section is.
Are there sales?
No sales. Everything is
No
regular
sales yet?
price.
regular price. Yeah.
Regular price. If not, it might be
Hey,
even marked up.
I went up in the
Talking about
grocery
France.
store today. I wasn't in the. I'm telling like this culture is so cool. I was cool. I was like cool. It was cool because today I had time. Cause I said let me go out here and see what is the atmosphere so I can report it to the family. Okay, I went in there to get two things, and that's it. It's like some vibes type of vibe. Like everybody was in there. Like I think my vibe and their vibe was like cool, cool. Like I seen one dude he came in there like me mugging. He was upset, and he looked at me. He just calmed down. I was like, ooh, some- and it was just crazy. Like I seen two people with the mask on, and they what do we have? The automatic have these masks on for hours, you know. So it's like in the whatever is going on, energy matters, right? Your energy matters. So if you in there like, yeah, I can't, well, the shelves they're not gonna magically appear in that state of being, and that is me. Okay, my mom was there like I ain't in there military. I know that it's something in the air. You understand what I'm saying? I know it's something in the air, right
Yeah.
there. So I was proud of myself. And for the
Mhm.
sanctity of humanity, my ancestors like, hey, bro, hey, it's going they there. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Mm,
And I seen the brother on the counter. He was in the checkout line. I was like,
mm.
brother, how you feeling? He was like, I'm good. I said, hey, I'm easy like Sunday morning. He's like, that's what they say, right? How you dealing with everything that's going on? He said, I just left my I said, your other job. I'm like, hey, them folks know just keep on do you do. Huh? You. Can y'all like the deep ones? You see what I'm saying? Y'all got the
Mm.
Haitian, y'all got the Afrozen going on, Afrozenergy going on. And for us that just be out here just trying to get where we going. What's some stuff y'all could share with with us African folk to get our zenage on, Afro zenage.
Maria, I'll let you take lead on that one. Look, I'm gonna call you out on that one. I'm gonna let you give
Oh
them that
yeah, we
mama.
got you
Yeah,
talking.
I'm gonna let her
You,
give y'all that mama advice.
Got
you
the
know
squad up,
what?
got the squad up in here.
It's
Hey,
funny because I actually, I said earlier that I had gone out, for the first time since everything, kind of popped off, and I'm going to Wally World with, you know, the he, and we're walking probably about as soon as we get in there. We were gonna grab a few things, uh, re up on some things and stock the pantry and whatnot. And we get right up to the produce area and see a woman splayed out, passed out on the floor, blood coming out of nose, coming out of mouth, um, like something off a movie. And I knew then and there, I said, it's time to go home. We stayed in there, um, you know, kind of trying to process what we had just witnessed for a little bit longer before eventually just putting everything back and leaving. Um, and it was it was interesting because I was in my mind, watching everything that's been unfolding from the TV screen. I kind of had my thoughts on whether or not everything was as serious as it was being portrayed on, the news. And witnessing that was kind of, it kind of took me aback. But I I don't think until, you know, probably within the last couple of minutes that I realized the importance of home and, you know, what kind of touching on what, you were saying, Born, about your energy and the energy that you put out, and, you know, um, it kind of attracting things based on your energy. Today, for me, it's been, we both homeschool, so it's, it's business as usual. Um, but definitely today I was a little tired, a little, a little tired, a little
I
maxed out,
feel you. I feel
and
you.
yeah, and sometimes for mothers especially, sometimes a grocery store could be a field trip. It can be like a little vacation, especially when you don't have, the little ones tagging along with you. And I the little excursion that I had today quickly made me realize that your place is the home, and that's big. Um, but it's also like about home being, like your nest, your sanctuary, your safe haven. It's important to leave all the foreign ideas, foreign germs out yonder. And when you come in, um, making sure that you take the time out to nurture yourself and, um, you know, yeah, I think sometimes we look out trying to, um, sometimes we feel like we might be missing something a lot of time. Like, just in general, I think um, a lot of us look elsewhere and look outside of ourselves and outside the front door, um, like we missing something. And, it's everything that we need, everything that, you know, uh, we're supposed to have. A lot of times is right there in front of us. It's right where we're at. And it's just about, um, embracing it, and when you lose that perspective, getting back on it. So yeah, that's kind of what I got from this whole ordeal.
Same here. To piggyback off of what you were saying about even, role as a mother, I can concur. I agree. Today for me has been like day 7 of continuously shopping, and as she said, we both homeschool. Um, I felt drained as well. I feel like we are rushing. I guess a lot of people, what I've seen is rushing for the unknown. What I took from this, that I hope that everybody takes from this pandemic, this situation, is to always stay prepared, super prepared. I thought I stayed prepared enough, but with the reality of people being afraid of the 2-week quarantine and the fears of the unknown, or how long I'm gonna be locked in, if I need to have some of the stuff y'all should have had anyway. Like, y'all should have had soap. Like, y'all should have had some of this stuff way ahead of now. And if this situation hasn't taught you anything, let it teach you to, definitely prepare yourself. I can agree with what she said. Even being a mother, a homeschool teacher to my kids, you do have the sense of like, hey, I want to get out. I need to get out. But during times like this, I am appreciative of my role in my family, and definitely um, take this role seriously and appreciate being indoors. Um, what I took from everything, and people being fearful, from my standpoint, I say, understand that you can control your home. And that right there in itself should be, valuable to you. Like, you control your home. You control what you want to do in your home, what you don't want to do in your home. I think that your home should be a safe haven. For me, regardless of what they do or don't do, I control what goes on in my house. I create the peace that I want to have. Take the time out for yourself during this time, not the stress. Fear induces sickness, regardless. Stress induces sickness, regardless of corona. So just definitely um, respecting that mother role and knowing how to act, how to go about things, how to take the time out for yourself, for the kids, keep things in order. And that's what I definitely took from everything. And I would just advise the audience to just appreciate this time. Don't look at it as something super scary. Just definitely become one with peace and just take this time to enjoy family. That's really what everybody should be thankful about. I'm hearing people say school is canceled for the rest of the school year. I'm hearing people say they got to work at home for 2 months. Hey, you ain't got to wake up. You ain't got to put no gas in that car. You get to make all your dollars from your home now. So hey, it's a like I was telling Marie earlier, I'm looking at all of the positives. Screw the negatives. It's a whole lot of negatives, but sometimes we'll take too much time focusing on a negative that we don't see the positives.
Yeah, I hear my spirit guides. Okay. Y'all see why I'm on good just after. Okay. Just let y'all know that. You know, 7 o'clock. Unless you on the web 9. Why does she keep saying 12 o'clock? If you're in the mountain, I think it's like 10. In the part of the dirty somewhere, it's like 11. Say 11 over here after 12 o'clock. We said 11. And over here, wherever this is, when the east is in the house, oh my God. Danger! It's after 12. Okay. Family. this and if you don't love your family, this time you might meet your children time during because you send them to every day to get indoctrinated. There's no more school as to and elevate those children. The ones who had of that. A little much. You go time in your energy at so you get to work from home. Chance to have months of career day or whatever. At work when I'm at school. So what do you do at school? What do you like about it? You know? We got Africans in the home where those ain't nothing to stop. Nothing in at home school. So if you don't want to do it, can send the schools these pro at least you learn something out here, you know. So, I'm like a mix of the because the God is mine. No, maybe the hustle and bustle is so much that you don't even appreciate the roles of these in the family. Maybe you don't even know. Just get done. So you like, oh, so by the time I'm like, okay, you like, oh, I see. I am not qualified. Okay, I'm not qualified. Whatever, fighting traffic, cussing out folk, whatever, to get to and fro in the highway. That's why it's peaceful in here. That's why it smells like. Understand what that is and what it takes. You get to see it up close. Perfect. Perfect time to learn your children. They get to see what you do, and if you're scared, move out now. God damn it, because they finna tell it. So we got some of the culture question. How has culture and how is culture in this particular cultural?
Born, I think you were breaking up a little bit, so I'm not sure if we heard the question fully. At least I know I didn't.
Okay. I think the
Yeah, it
question
broke up a
was
little on my end as
in
well.
regards to culture. So, how important is culture for uh, the goddesses right now? How important is that?
Um, it's real important. For us, it's business as usual as well. Um, so definitely during this time, I know we definitely feed our ancestors daily. Um, Leaning on your tradition during any hard time, regardless of whether you're having a hard time, is definitely important. So once again, I know I homeschool, so for the both of us, even with the babies, it's like business as usual, allowing them to see you engaging in your spiritual work, uh, reading books with the babies, even with our older baby, um, allowing her to see and be able to ask questions. So this isn't something that we do just because of Corona. you know, this is something we do daily. Area cat. So I know Marie can definitely agree. So I know for me, it's business as usual. It's really important. So that's for me, Mama Marie. You have anything you want to add on that note?
Yeah, I mean, she used the term area cat, you know, which is, uh, you know, which means things that are done in the language of ancient Egypt or Kemet. Um, and it's like, to me, um, our culture in general is kind of is what maintains the health of this machine we got running. Like, um, it helps to provide a sense of stability, especially when things are, you know, kind of all over the place right now. Um, I I asked, just checking in with checking with your kids, checking with each other. Um, and I had asked our oldest, because her birthday is actually tomorrow. She'll be making 9, and you know, we wanted to keep going with the festivities and the celebrations, even though the party is by no means going to be as elaborate as we initially, had planned for. Um, but I know, especially for our kids, it helps to keep them grounded. I asked my oldest if she was nervous, or because I know that she's old enough to pay attention to what the grown folk are talking about, and she reads well. So even if we never sat down and had that conversation, your kids are always listening. So, um, but I asked her if she was nervous, and she was like, no, no. So, that was a proud moment for me. Like, I know that a lot of that is because of how we raise her in the culture, and teaching her to, you know she's always going to be good, as long as she takes care of her ancestors, um takes care of her, her forces, takes care of her tradition. um that is the first line of defense. That's your protection. It worked better than hand sanitizer, and Lysol. So, yeah, and I know that, we have a precedent for working from home, like these new terms, working from home, you know, in our culture, looking at, the things that our grandparents did, working from home. My grandmother, she helped her sister run a catering business. She sold plates. I've had, you know, an uncle who was a creative. He drew, he made music. Um, you know, when we look back, and we don't even have to look back too far, not only is it inspiring, but we um, you know, get knowledge from studying our ancestors, getting into learning how to make soap, learning you know, how to make bread, you know, doing the things that we used to do before we became dependent on Walmart and all these other folk to do it for us. And culture affords us that by looking at our culture and studying our history, we're able to move forward and um, you know maintain the well-being of our families and ourselves.
Body immune system is a people's immune system. So when they got us at this are more powerful than Lysol. I need you. And if you don't who your people are, there's some folk on here that can help you out. You might be somewhere and you put your steps back to. All right. That's Corona. Um, let's, let's how important the family focus be at?
You were saying how important is family?
Right. And the family where should the family focus be?
Um, Family is very important. Um, it's family first, always. For us, I believe that the family focus should be on the family. Looking at how you can utilize this time to invest in dreams and passions that your kids may have, your spouse may have. Um, Learning how to cultivate during a time like this. Um, yeah, family is super important over here. Like that's why even with everything that's going on, like to me, I'm not even really phased because I got my family. So as long as I got my family here with me, I'm good. So hey, family is super important to me.
Yeah, I mean, um, I think about places that don't have social security or you know 401ks and all these things. Um, these are places where you know the community and the family provides not only a social network for folks to fall back on, but they provide resources and the care um, that you need to sustain yourself, that you need to live. The family is, you know, everything. It's why we do what we do. Um, it's should become how we do what we do. And that goes back to, the roles. Um, I think that this time really is a time for us to reassess and reevaluate our roles if they've, veered into something strange. We should, take a look at our responsibilities and learn one another, figure out how to um, help each other, you know, manifest the things that we want to manifest. Using our team, like this whole epidemic uh is gonna force us all to, you know, have to depend on the folk that we call family, but have become estranged from because of, you know, social media, social indoctrination, getting into stuff that is not our own. Um, so I think the focus is to refocus,
To
or at
you.
least it should be.
Right, right. I think that's a great goal. I think that's a great goal, and it should be done to refocus because I believe a lot of times our time and energy has gone elsewhere. We're too busy worrying about Corona, worrying about our jobs, worrying about bills, worrying about X, Y, and Z, but home first. Um, Making sure your family is good, focusing your energy there. I tell people all the time, if a lot of us took the time and energy that we took into going to work on a 9 to 5, like how we do, we make sure we're there on time. Oh, I can't be late. I got to do this. I got to do that to get this check. Well, that same energy times 10 need to be taken as it relates to your family. Say I can't be late on my obligation to do this for my family. To say if you can do that out there in them streets, you need to be doing that at home as well. Times 10. Outside of your home shouldn't get more attention than home. So I agree with my sister when she said that you definitely need to focus on family or refocus yourselves there. Utilize this time to do so. Hey, half of y'all might not even want to leave the home once everything's said and done. So, hey,
We bringing this genius over here. See what he got.
Mhotep, Uncle Jocelyn, seeing Brother Born through the Knowledge Radio, and the beautiful, lovely ladies
What's happening?
of
What's happening?
Hanisu, the goddess rap. Happy to be here. Great
Uh,
conversation.
uh,
Culture as always.
uh.
Absolutely. Thank you all. Thank you all for appeasing the minds with some substantial edutainment, as it was coined. So we appreciate you. We thank you, seeing Born, for your overwhelming amount of hard work that you always put in, G. You know, it's really showing us what it's all about. Being spirited, having the audacity to do something. So we appreciate you, brother. And you goddesses as well. because I've been hearing you guys drop those jewels, and this is just a prelude. But hey, man, I can't wait to until you guys start really, really getting into, the meat and the potatoes over here on Do the Knowledge, man. It's a lot of good stuff, man. You got a lot of good stuff going on. Do the Knowledge.
You don't have to.
Oh, y'all
TM.
got a show? We got these folks here. Oh, we ain't even talked about the show. We talked about the prelude. What's going on with the show? Let them know what's going on with the show, the mission, the vision, the goals, the aims, the objectified.
Well, the goal for the show, we're definitely looking at doing our show in April. So you can definitely tune in for the first show in April due to everything that's going on. Me and my sister was unable to do as we intended, but still here we are giving y'all the second show, or shall we say prelude to the show, as promised. So we're definitely here. um you can check out the Goddess Rap Facebook page, Goddess Rap on YouTube, our YouTube channel. Any inquiries, you can hit us up at goddessrapgm@gmail.com. We have various topics that we're looking to discuss. Yeah, we're really excited to have a lot of fun. A lot of wisdom will be shared with the audience. Oh, and we still haven't forgotten about the giveaways. So we will be giving giveaways on our first show. Um, so I did share that last week. The giveaways. I have some jewelry, we have some pepper spray for the ladies. So hey, just tune in. We have some jewels for you. Hey, you never know what to expect.
You ain't got no pepper spray for the fellas.
Hey, I got one for you fellas if you got a lady. if you got a lady.
Maybe they need to. Some of these guys. Some of these guy lookers might need some pepper spray.
Hey, he might be. The fellas, y'all shouldn't need none though. Seriously. Side note. Hope ain't nobody needing none. That's a male.
Equani, man, what's going on in your world, man? Let's hear some perspective from the soul brother Equani, man. What's going on? How them streets looking for you out there?
Man, it look all good, man, because I'm right here in chill in the house, man. So um and the reason I just threw that little side joke in there asking about the fellas because the title of this show is a one called Goddess Rap, but it is a one that actually is tailor made for the family. And I'm pretty sure you sisters, you beautiful goddesses, queens, are going to be letting us know the important role and the responsibility of the queens, but also letting us know what you expect or how we can better ourselves as men. And when it comes down to the streets, seeing born, a brother born, and to the platform, it's always a great time for us as men to advance ourselves. Because I must say, one that had been brought up in a place where it wasn't always good men around or strong men that could really show me all the time good examples, but I do appreciate those men that showed me good examples. My grandfather, my father, my uncle. So I appreciate them. But here on the streets is the same business as usual. Is the family business, the business of getting the work done at home before you go into the streets. And my grandmother, I can remember my grandmother saying, if I don't whoop your butt, the police gonna whoop your butt. Basically, from her standing, she was saying that, hey, if I can't teach you discipline or administer discipline right here in the home, when you get out there in the street, you're going to put yourself in an uncompromising situation where you could be a target for the cops, or for some type of bad outcome, or some bad things to go on. So it is a one where we're talking about Erie Cat, the things that we do are going to be pleasing, or should be pleasing in the eye, in the sight of our ancestors, that we can remember them while we're going forward, while we're carrying on, even in the face of the coronavirus. Just asking the question. I remember everybody used to have the bands on their arm, family, talking about what would Jesus do, but what would our ancestors do? Thinking about what would our ancestors think when we are up against these adversities, remembering that strong uncle, that strong character in your father that you had, or that you don't have here physically, and calling upon those things, tapping into that energy as it relates to building yourself, if you don't have enough of that, that energy that is needed to survive in these times. So, I say it's always just a good time to enjoy family. Anytime I can again see do the knowledge radio, that's what you're always promoting. And a conscious conversation. It's gonna be a conscious bill. And I think this is definitely the business that I can expect coming from God is Rap, and the business that we can take from Do the Knowledge from God is Rap and actually implement into our families and into the streets, man. But maybe right now we at a time where excuse me for saying, where shit was getting crazy in our neighborhood. So, whether it be the European, the Wazungu, whatever's going on right now, it is giving us some time to take our ass back in the house and recalibrate, go back to the drawing board, restructure some things and get some things right, and come back out with a fresh start. So let's take advantage of all this time that we are spending in the house with our family, and not fighting each other, but finding the reason to dance and get our groove on.
To you, I see we had a question. Um, Goddess Rap is a podcast. It's not only a podcast. We're looking to definitely branch off into other things. As I stated on the last show we had last week, we're looking to launch 2021 a women's healing retreat. Goddess Rap presents the first women's healing retreat. Our mission statement is to empower, heal, educate, and create bonds with African women globally to promote a healthy, organic approach to sustaining the Black family. So that in itself is various things, whether it be workshops, um, being an open line for sisters, brothers to come to for advice. Um, that is definitely the goal. So when you ask what is Goddess Rap, we're a podcast where women who is looking to do healing retreats, workshops, whatever it may be, to definitely make sure that we accomplish this goal. Because this is definitely needed in a time such as this, even with Corona going on. The importance of the Black family and sustaining the Black family is definitely one that needs to be promoted daily. You look at years ago where you seen on TV, the Huxtables, A Different World. nowadays you got the love and hip hop, all the ratchet stuff. So it's one where it doesn't promote the black family in its organic state. It promotes the debauchery. Uh, it definitely promotes the separation of the black male and female. We're looking to promote
Mm-hmm.
the black male and female working together, creating a lineage together, sustaining one another during hard times, because it's not always easy. So we're looking to definitely be that voice. And that's what we want to utilize Goddess Rap for, to definitely be that stepping stones for our sisters.
Yes. Thank you. And like, my sis was saying, um, we focus a lot of the time on women because, we're women. And we understand the role that women play in, shaping and molding, our families, shaping and molding our children, you know, providing support for, you know, our husbands. Um, and a lot of times, we don't always get to maintain ourselves. So it's about building community amongst women, amongst Black women. Um, you know, creating those bonds for support, um, and for healing. Right? It's about self-care.
One, two.
To you, I know many women can probably say, especially if you're a mother, especially if you're a wife, that self care probably is on the back burner. And that's what the Women's Healing Retreat will be about. And it's definitely one we're looking to do annually. Um, about that healing that you don't get annually. It's definitely supposed to be a getaway for you. Bring all your troubles with you and express that, judgment free, right? Be around people that look like you, that's for you, that goes through the same struggles that you have been through, that are going through, and to see about the remedy to that. How can I heal this situation that I'm going through? So, hey, it's one where we definitely want to share our sisterhood with the audience, with any women that we encounter, because it's definitely needed in a day and time where you have women who um, hate on each other, feel like you can't uplift a sister without knocking your crown down a bit. Like, we can all uplift one another. We all have room to grow. We all have room to support one another. Nobody has to get left behind. We can accomplish more together than we can divided.
To you.
Yes, and I think to piggyback on what she was saying, like one of the good things about doing a podcast is that, a lot of times, we typically listen to them, when we're, sitting down. That's like our time to uh unwind. We might be listening to it as we're breastfeeding, or listening to it for a study break, or um, you know, listening to it as a break from, you know, Netflix. Um, I think the biggest thing is like we have the ability today to have complete control, well, to a certain extent, over what we program ourselves with, what we're taking in. And this show is about creating a voice that represents us. And so yes, it's just we looking to build. We looking to build, looking to you know, extend this beyond the podcast, like sis was saying. And yeah, looking to you know, we want to reach into your homes, but also we want for you all to come out and network with us, because we all is room for all of us to grow, you know room for all of us to come up.
Do y'all want to address this right here on the screen? So, brother, ask a question. You understand? Uh, how can people? I could just take it and translate it like, how can people begin this process? Everybody had a beginning, like the Matrix. Everybody fell the first time. So, what's some tips? What's some experience y'all can share with us? I know some of this stuff classified. Can't share every damn thing, but we can start somewhere.
Yeah, this is definitely a perfect time to begin initiating the shorties uh into your traditions, teaching them life skills, stuff they ain't never gonna get from that school building that's out there. um Teaching them survival skills, teaching them you know how to make bread. We go into these stores and there's no bread in any of these stores. Teaching them how to grow their own food, teaching them how to sew, how to how to make soap. um these are things that you know we can begin to instruct um our children. When going back to the question that you had about culture and um family, and where we should focus our time, I think that culture and family is provided. Our tradition has provided the lens to kind of understand what we're witnessing right now. um and so it's like we look at it, and we know, like, all the things that we've done to kind of prepare for these moments. um it's good to know that it's rewarded. um as I was saying earlier, uh it helps when you can bank on your tradition to maintain the stability of your house. And when your children see that, they're not afraid. They know they don't have anything to be afraid of. um the traditions, learning the stories, learning the songs, they reward you with that understanding, um you know of why things are happening in the world the way they are. um and the skills that come with it, um, help to maintain, uh, the day-to-day life. I don't know if that answered the question, but I'm a throw it out to my sister or my brothers, um, and then catch it on the back end.
I think you did a great job. I
Yeah.
agree with Sentaji. I think this is a perfect time to begin initiating the children, teaching them the ways. As my sister said, you want to teach your babies skills that they will not get in school. Teach them how to be an entrepreneur. Teach them the skills that is necessary to get there. Teach them the steps. If you have kids that are in high school, teach them now how to apply for grants, scholarships, if that's the route that they want to take. If you have babies and you want to teach them to be self sufficient, teach them a trade, put them in a position to be great. I know for me, um, with me having my daycare, my kids was able to see that, and that's a lot of times I feel like a lot of kids go without that. A lot of parents teach them to go to school, get good grades, go to college, get a job. But in times like this, hey, a job probably won't do you no good. You might have spent 30 years on the job and they're like, well, hey, we ain't gonna pay you during this time. Or you gotta use your PTO. Well, hey, if you teach your kids to be sufficient, even if they have a job, teach them how to have a business on the side so that if worst case scenarios such as times like this, they have that to fall back on. They have those skills that she was talking about having. Learning how to make bread, learning how to sew, learning how to make jewelry. The boys learning how to fix things around the house, cut the grass, teaching like you how to make the food. If you're a meat eater, teaching the babies how to go out there and get what they need. These are skills that won't be taught in school, and we shouldn't expect it to be taught in school.
Mm-hmm.
So this is definitely something that we should be teaching. That in itself is initiation.
Mm-hmm.
Teaching your babies about the ways of life that is necessary as they're growing up.
Mm. To you, I agree with everything that has been said, and I basically think it's from what these beautiful goddesses have displayed is the responsibility and duty of the righteous African-minded mother to carry out self-sustaining duties, teaching the children, giving the children self-sustaining tools that they can utilize that will help them advance in the life that they're in now and their life going forward. That's what the whole process of relying on our cosmologies, relying on the stuff that maintained and sustained our ancestors for thousands of years, being that, hey, we are descendants of our ancestors. To hell with what you heard. So the things that kept them alive, or in turn, you know, sustaining us, keeping us alive, and the things that help them to come up, help them to maintain and create, maintain civilizations for thousands of years. Those will be the very things that allow us to maintain and run families which are lesser, or I'm going to say lesser as it relates to the quantity, right? You don't have as many people in a family as you do in a nation, but the responsibility is still the same, right? The responsibility is still very much the same, and I can appreciate, that question, um, and also appreciate the goddesses, because now there are a lot of children that are at home. And I look at this time, people might say, well, hey, this is the end times, this is the worst time. But I do look at this as offset. You know, I look at this as being the mother, where a lot of people I know here, rather than being out partying, doing chaos and doing whatever, and I'm not trying to look at what the government is doing in a good light, but hey, I'm looking at the glass half full rather than half empty. So I'm trying to look at the best parts of everything that we're dealing with in order to better ourselves. So in that, hopefully our women are taking this time to teach our children, as the goddesses have spoken about, those spiritual teachings, teaching them about those trade and skill sets, doing things around the house. Right now it's springtime, right? And everything has shut down. Now is a great time to be going out with those children, rather than saying, hey, we don't have any time. We got a lot of time to be planting some seeds, going out. Obviously there is a dire need for vegetables and fruits now. You see the counters, the stores. You can't depend and rely on the stores. So this now segues into that self-sustaining conversation we were having years ago, Born. And now we can have that conversation in the face of the women, with the goddesses that are actually implementing the skill set to our children. Of course, us as men are needed, but we can only just assist our beautiful goddesses in those responsibilities and duties that they are doing. So we appreciate them in their work, in particular the QM, Marina Turk, and my beautiful wife Gabit, for showing how it's done, and also those sisters whom aren't named for keeping it. You may not get a reward or a pat on your back, but we appreciate it. I'm giving you a pat on your back, even though it may not be popular. We appreciate you. We thank you very much, and that's what it's going to take in order to get us back to what we need to get back to.
Yes, yes. I agree. This is definitely Mama Offset telling everybody, sit your ass down, focus on your family. For the babies who mamas might like to spend their time in the club every
Right, right,
weekend.
right, right, right.
These babies get to be at home with their mamas.
Mm-hmm.
Get to spend that time. Don't look at it, and I don't know how we got there. But don't look at it as a bad thing. Don't look at it as, oh, I'm ready for the school to open so I can send these babies back. Look at the positives. Love on your babies. Talk to your babies. Because just like we go through things, they go through stuff. Check on their emotional state, especially if you have older ones who can articulate what they are feeling. Because, like my sister said, they are listening. They see you talking about everything. Check up on them. See what's going on. Once again, as he said, my husband, shout out to the mothers. Because if nobody has ever, and it ain't been nobody, but if nobody has ever taken the time to appreciate you, now is the time. Because it's going to be mama knowing how to make them dried beans into some gourmet meal
Mm-hmm.
during the shutdown. It's going to be mama nurturing her baby, using home remedies, natural remedies. So once again, shout out to my sisters holding it down for their family, for their household, for their babies, for their husbands. Um, Kudos to you. I support you. I see you. I am you. So that's my little side note on what he was talking about.
You know what I'm. Just tell it. I saw something on just a side note. I saw something that Dr. Oz was saying, and maybe some other doctors. Not saying that I value anything that they say, but it was just kind of funny at the
Who?
time.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's at
it was
12 o'clock.
yeah, right. But it's
Mm-hmm. You know?
it it was
Mm-hmm.
it
Mm-hmm.
was it was something that
Mm-hmm.
came up. Look,
Look. Look. Go ahead.
Oh, the witching hours. Some witchery about to come out.
well, basically, it was just talking about the importance of while you're inside to keep your sanity up. Making love, you know, you got to have a spouse, and of course, I ain't need that. I ain't need that Wazungu to tell me that, but that
Ooh,
is,
that's
you know,
what you said it though. What you had said it over here. You could have just said it,
nah,
like
nah,
you said.
but nah. I
You could have
mean,
said it like you
it's
said.
it's it's just an irony. It's just an irony, just as what we talk about. This whole paradigm shift right now is quote unquote brought to you by Donald Trump, but we are able to speak about the integral
Oh,
aspects of this as it relates to moving us forward. So, like I say,
hey,
how you can take some lemons and make some lemonade from that joint. So, it was just something that just kind of called to my attention, but it was it was funny how the wise was saying what know what it
I,
is.
I, I don't know. Maybe he was eavesdropping and he heard
They
something
always
because they
they
don't know nothing
always
about
do.
that.
They always do.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So, final thoughts for the family, because I'm about to go to what's her name? What's the sister name? She about to have a concert in her bedroom. What's her name? Erica
Oh
Badu.
wow.
Okay. Erica Badu said, "Shout out Mama Rona. I'm about to have a concert in my bedroom." She had the perfume. Now she brings you into the bedroom. Okay. So Dr. Oz was listening to Badu. You understand? Mm.
Trying to
So
go to
final
that
thought.
concert.
Trying to get in the upper room. Trying to bust up in the upper room. Okay. Oh, before y'all get y'all final thoughts, what I wanted to say right quick is do not tune into this station after midnight. Okay. My conscious office hours are from 9 to 11:59. After 11:59, do not ever think that you are going to hear something over here that will change your life or your worldview or perspective at 2 o'clock in the morning. Our elders told us they did not lie to you. They did not say ain't nothing good after midnight. They believe it. They was talking about this show after 12. Okay, so don't come over here. If you come over here, you see something, you be like, Lord, I thought the good brother in them, the good brother in them, was another way. Because we had heard him in the daytime and he sounds so eloquent. He sounds so poetic and everything. But after 12 o'clock, Gizmo turns into Spike. You heard? All right. So, final thoughts, shout outs, acknowledgments. Where can they find the show? Can we get y'all back on next Friday for another volume? Because, y'all done started something over here like Michael Jackson.
Hey, look, we almost did not make it today. Let me say that. First and foremost, due to all that was going on the home front and with us both being the key role in our households, So, but we made it. So I don't know what we got in store. We might pop up again next Friday. I'm not sure. We'll see what the ancestors have to say. Um, Final thoughts for me. Make sure you stay tuned. If you're not following our Facebook page, make sure you follow us at Goddess Rap on Facebook, Goddess Rap for our YouTube channel. Make sure you follow us on Do the Knowledge Radio. And if you have any inquiries and want to get in contact with us, feel free to message us on the Facebook page, Goddess Rap. You can email us at goddessrapgm@gmail.com. And if you're feeling friendly and want to see us in your city, feel free to donate to us. Our Cash App is Goddess Rap, $ Goddess Rap.
And if you like what you hear, please, please, please tune in, follow, follow our page. Cause we got something for y'all. We got a little something for you. Just let this be the foreplay for the next show.
That's right.
Hey. Hey, it's after 12. Hey.
Mama got a life too.
Hey, we got some jewels for y'all.
Hey,
We got some hardcore greatness in store for you all. So it's only up for here. Like she said, use this as that foreplay session.
mm, hey, make a
Shout out
joyful
to
noise unto the Lord.
shout out to the mental.
Oh man. Let me do this quick commercial right quick. We seen Mama and Baba and Koyo and Baba Amin, you know, on a quick note, if you are in this area or wherever, on over here, let me shut up Academy SC. They enrolling, okay? They enroll www.sc. They are not closed. Graduating folks. I connect. You at home and you get equivalency diploma. They got you. They got class for everybody. Okay, you out here and don't know how to teach your children, you could go learn from them how to. Okay, who SC 24 360 whatever. Okay, so make sure y'all go. And I want to cut a little. Okay, they might slap the black off you. Yeah. So peace, love, black power, love, and prepare.